Hi, my name is Jack Griffiths, and today I'm going to be presenting you myself and our team's work on the Flow Within, which is a project for the Lights on Stratford Festival 2024. So before we get into the project itself, I'd like to introduce our team members. Myself and Avery make up the project managers for this assignment. We also have a great marketing communications team with Manal, Eleanor, and Rachel. We also have media creation department, which consists of Aaron and Ryan. And finally, we also have our technical team, which consists of Joshua and Taryn. So to get a little bit into the project description itself, the Flow Within is an innovative interactive art installation created for the Lights on Stratford Festival, and the aim is to transform the Avon River's physical elements such as water flow, sediment, and fish into an engaging visualization. So this project conveys the river's historical energy through abstract imagery, and visitors influence the visual experience by creating ripples in the water through online interaction, which I will get into a little bit later. The aesthetic design is characterized by fluid, sleek visuals and a color palette inspired by the river's natural hues. So by highlighting the relationship between art, nature, and community, the Flow Within aligns with the Lights on Stratford Festival's theme, and it encourages visitors to reflect on and reimagine their connection within the environment. So our project concept. So the concept of the Flow Within centers on often overlooked elements of the last 100 years of the Avon River's history. The installation seeks to highlight the river's unseen energy and the diverse life it supports. Pollutants and sediments affect the river's health and impact Stratford's environment, and increased sediments can harm aquatic life, while fluctuating water levels are indicators of the overall health of the ecosystem. These forces are represented on a graphic visualizer by changing gradients and particle distribution, and similarly, undulating wave patterns represent data collected on the local fish population. So, put together, the project visualizes the Avon River's very complex environment or ecosystem. So, a little bit of a look at our project aesthetics. So, thanks to our media creation team who helped us put this together, we have our logo here on the left, the color palette that we'll be using in the middle, and then some of the imagery on the right, which you can find in a lot of our slides. A little bit more about the style guide. It has informed various aspects of our visual media, and this is used in the project across our website, social medias, and prototype, which I'll showcase later. And the colors, line accents, font, and stylistic tone are utilized cohesively throughout all the things we do in our assignment. So what is the actual interaction for our assignment? Well, we actually use two forms of interaction. So before, in the process of creating the installation, the team took imagery from local fishing groups on Facebook of Stratford to source colors to use in the actual visualizations to make sure it was accurate to the actual ecosystem. And then during, viewers are invited to tap on sister screen on our website. This will be available day of, and they will be able to scan a QR code. Interactions are reflected onto the projection in the form of ripples that influence the movement of the Avon River and moving the abstract elements such as the fish. Though this interaction engages with the concept of our installation as it invites people to be involved within the energy and movement of the river itself, with this installation providing a way to visualize the unseen elements of the Avon River. This interaction provides a way to visually see how energy is connected within the river. From an ecology viewpoint of the installation, conveying how pollutants disrupt the ecosystem, this interaction makes people think about how our actions disrupt the fish and their habitat. Also, if you'd like to follow our journey as we go, we have an Instagram, YouTube account, and this is the link to our website. Now, to get into a little bit more detail, we actually have available here our first working prototype. So this is what we presented today when we did an open exhibition of everyone's assignments. So our technical team was able to put this together, and they did a really great job. This is the coding aspect. As you can see here, the gradients in the background change. The little white dots that are floating around represent the fish. This will be more easy to understand once it's in our final prototype. Those will actually look like fish and won't just be dots. We also want to have different colored fish that represent different fish populations. So let's say a green fish could represent the bass populations. And as you can see, the background is actually, to rewind a little bit, the background is actually changing throughout this process. And that actually represents the different water fluctuations of the flow throughout the year. So this is taken from the past 20 years. For our final version, we're actually going to have it back 100 years. As you can see, the interaction, when someone will click on the screen, you'll see that the dots actually avoid the circle. It's almost as if you dropped a rock into a river or a pond and all the fish swim away from it. And in the background, you can see some particles that are a bit more faint, and that represents the sediment in the background that's always within the water. For the final day, our presentation is going to look a little different. For this showcase, it was used with a mouse interaction. But for the final day, we're actually going to have a website which will tell you a little bit more about the history of the river, as well as the different fish populations over the years. And then that would also have your interaction through the screen. So when I go to actually touch the screen on my phone, it'll be represented up on the projection for all those to see. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please reach out. Feel free to follow our social medias that were linked before, and have a great day. Thanks.